Hey friends, welcome back to Learning Made Fun, your ultimate destination for IT training content. Today, we get ready to learn some new commands for performance monitoring and statistics in our Linux VMs. Whether you're a newcomer or a long-time subscriber, I've got some exciting and informative content lined up just for you. So grab your snacks, hit that subscribe button, and let's jump right in, my friends. We're going to start off with our top command. You'll notice here we got a whole bunch of different columns. We have the PID, the user, PR, NI. So essentially this is the PID for this one service, and this is the user that owns it. Now, it's all a little cumbersome if you've never seen this before, and there's actually a cleaner or a more colorful way to do it. I like to look at this with the htop command. Now, some of the distributions don't come with it. You have to install htop, but it does give you a little bit more user-friendly with the colors and just a little bit easier to read. Command Z will get us out of there. Next thing is I actually want to display my virtual memory statistics, and there's a couple of things that I can do here. I'm going to clear this so it's nice and clean. I can look at my VM statistics, my VM stat, and if I enter a 1, you'll notice that I start getting my processes, memory, swap, IO, my CPU usage. Command Z will stop that. I can also look at this a little bit differently with the VM stat -A. All right, and I can do VM stat T. Now, essentially, you have several switches. If you just go to VM stat man for the manual, man VM stat, here we are. You'll notice that the -A was for active, displays active and inactive memory. I also used the -T, append timestamp to each of the lines. So there's quite a few different switches that you can use with that command. And when I'm not really sure, I just used the man command with it. So I used the man VM stat to get me the manual. So let's just do our Command Z to get out of here. Let's clear it up. And moving on, let's use sudo tail, and I want 100 ought to be just fine. Var log messages. So here I'm gonna sudo tail -100 var log messages. Cannot open. There we are. I was mistyping it. So if I wanted to look at some messages, I could go ahead and this will display the last 100 messages, or maybe I wanted just to see the last 10 messages. Let's see what that looks like. But if I wanted to save these to a file, I could also, I'm just going to use my up arrow, and let's put that back at 100. Maybe I just want to collect this information and maybe look at it a little bit later. I can send this with the greater than symbol, and I'm going to write a message, a file. So I'm just going to call this todaylogs.txt. And now I just created a todaylogs.txt, and if I use my cat command to see what's in there, there's my message. So that's just one way of also storing it if it's something that you want to look into and investigate, or maybe use it as a baseline or a reference. So once again, what I did was I just added the greater than today's log.txt to write that file, and it was, I just did an ls and I was able to access it, and I could see it again with the cat command. Okay, so let's clear this mess up. And I want to see a list of all open files in the system. So I'm going to ask for a list of the open files. And I could also pipe this into write a message for later maybe. So let's just do that with our little greater than, symbol. And I'm just going to say list.txt. And there it is, list.txt. And so I want to list. Take a look at what's inside. And I can reference it, save it, or access it a little bit later. In addition to that, maybe I want a list of files that are open by the user. Maybe somebody's reporting a problem. So I can say lsof-u for the user. And in this case, I'm the user. And you'll notice how my username appears for all these. And once again, I like to save stuff for later. So I can say list noe.txt. And then let's take a look at that. List noe. And now I have something that I can reference a little bit later or save. Okay, what about if you want to display free or used memory? Now there's a couple of things that you can do for that. We're going to look at -H for human readable, -M for megabytes, or -G for gigabytes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say free-H. And I can also do free-M if I wanted to see the output in megabytes, or in gigabytes, I could say free-G for gigabytes. And just like before, if you're just curious what else you can do with this command, let's go into our manual, free, and not only way down here. Let me scroll back up. There's our G for gigabytes, M for megabytes, and it's not showing the H, but that's one of the options also to show you for human readable. So Command Z will get us out of here, and our clear command will clean this up. And then there's just one more that I want to show you. I want to show periodic updates. So I'm going to say watch df-h. This shows you what's been mounted, how much space is used, how much is available. This is nice and handy. Anyway, that's just a couple of quick commands that I wanted to go over with you today, my friends. Thank you for stopping by, and see you on the next video.